Okay, I hope you guys brought your creativity. We're going to go for a ride this morning. So here we go. In your Google Drive, you are going to need to connect to more apps, and you will need to search for SketchUp and install it. It has a click and hit install. And then when you get back in here, you'll have to refresh Drive. And then when you come back in, you hit new, more, and you should be able to pick up SketchUp for Schools. Open this up to create a new model. And we're going to be creating, you're going to sign in with your Google Suite here. You're going to make an A-frame house, a real simple and elegant type of house that you see a lot for vacations and up in the mountains and in different areas. So you can Google that. That's all I did for images and ideas of how you want yours to look. If you have a home menu like this, what we're going to start with is, and by the way, I'll just go right into it. So your model may start hopefully with somebody like this right here, down here on the ground. This fellow right here. To rotate around in this world, it's the middle mouse button. Okay, and then you'll see these blue, red, and green lines, right? You basically have the vertical is the blue, green, you could think of it as like a north-south, and red is like an east-west, but also think of them as like X, Y, and Z. SketchUp really just generally wants to snap to those cardinal directions, and it helps you in most instances with your modeling. You can see we've got some menus down here on the side and the side over here. You'll see more about those as we go here and start this project. But what I want to really point out is I think of SketchUp as kind of one line at a time, just like a real drawing. Just try and keep it simple, and let's go for it. So for the first thing we'll do for this A-frame house is we'll put down a 2-point rectangle. The base of the house. Now you see the angle that I just did that is way too big. And over here, I'm going to go ahead and hit the arrow button and just grab this line and then to move that, to move anything in SketchUp, you actually have to grab the move tool here. So if I grab that, I can pull that back. Just be careful with that. You can see it was going off of square right there. You don't want that. So there we go. That's more realistic. Then I'm going to put a coming off the midpoint of this line and then going straight up. And you see it goes straight up, and I know that because it clicks to the blue orientation. And I'm going to go ahead and put in a nice, tall, maybe so 17 feet over here on the side. May go ahead and just go all the way to 20 feet for this one. Okay, so I'm just going to finish the triangle now for the front of the house, and you'll see this is something that SketchUp can do. You see the cardinal directions that kind of helps you finish this. And I actually wouldn't even need to do that. I'll show you another quick way to do that, by the way. And I can actually come back here, highlight that line, and treat that too. Now watch, I can grab this whole face and extrude it. And it will automatically stop at that back edge. Like that. So I have the start of my A-frame house right here. I'm going to use a trick that you've seen in Onshape to get this thing started, and it's this, not the scale. but these should have the dropouts. It looks like they moved the dropouts for the tool, if I'm seeing this correctly. And here, you see I have the extrude. That's the tool that I just used. And here it is. Sorry. They made a change and an update. And so I didn't see all that. This is a breakout for more tools. So what I was looking for is our handy dandy offset tool. So if I click escape, I'm going to reselect this face here and then do the offset tool. There it is. So I can kind of just eyeball this.
Good morning, everyone. Seniors in the building, seniors, please make sure that you have scanned the QR codes that are located in the Loft Cadway area to see if you are accepting either today, tomorrow, or Friday. So again, if you have any seniors in the building, there are QR codes.
Sorry about this interruption. Announcement, everybody. Okay, so you see I did an offset. I grabbed that face and then I kind of pushed it back. I gave myself a little punch here, is what I did.
Testing today, you should be at the small gym by around 12. So again, if there are any seniors in the building, please scan the QR codes located on Headway to see if you're accepting either today.
Okay, so what I'm going to switch to is just to show you that we can start to style, we can start to put in materials, and I'm going to go ahead and do this. So I'm actually going to click on this one here in the middle that has different material choices. So for example, wood, and that will break up the wood, and then I can start to put wood in here for the finish. There we go. Now, also, is there roofing? Yes, there's roofing, and I can put some roofing here. Maybe I'll be fancy and do a cedar shingle. You can choose anything you want. This is really going to be something of your own making here, this creation. I'm going to do one more thing while I'm in material here, is I'm going to go to glass, and I'm going to paint this wall glass. That way I can kind of see in and I can kind of keep going here, right? So I'm going to need a door, and I'm going to go ahead and just put one in right here. And you can see on the right side, it has the dimensions. Doors are usually about 3.5 feet wide by 7 feet tall. So that will really work right there. Again, I can use my wood. And I can actually really style this whole thing out. I would probably want to go in here and put in a offset. So I have a door frame here. And and then let me show you how to make this stuff 3D as well. You kind of already saw it. I can do the extrude feature here. Now, when I start to extrude it, I want to hold control on the keyboard. And so let me show that to you. I'm going to hold control. There it is. It's pulling that out. Enough. And it makes it glass because I pulled it out from glass. So I'm just going to go and paint these up real quick. And I'm also going to show you how to start putting stuff in. So it would be nice to have a few more windows and some furniture, do a kitchen. In previous years, I've also showed you how to do a loft, so I probably will do that. What I'd like you to have is make it a place that you think that you could live, that you'd be okay with living in. So 3D warehouse, that's another thing that SketchUp has. And it's pretty extensive library of things. So I'm going to start by getting a modern good morning couch, for example. Okay, so I can kind of look through these and see, but what you really got to pay attention to are these file sizes. You can see that the big megabyte here, 3.3 megabyte, that's a big file. So I would stay very clear of those. If this one works for me and it's a small file, I might choose that one. Download. And there it is. And I can put it in here. Now you'll see that's not quite on the ground, right? So let's see if we can drop it down. So I'm just rotating the model up, so I can do that. And then I probably do want to rotate it here. And similar to Onshape, you have to click to define the first point, and then you rotate it. And then you'll see it click to the cardinal direction. And now I can go back to move and move this thing to position. It sort of floated up on me, so I'm going to lower it down. And I'll try and move it in a cardinal direction. Oh, there it is. Kind of snap to it. I think for this first project in here, I kind of like to keep it simple. So one thing that you can get is you can do whole kitchens, but I think it's spelled kitchenette like that. Get these little dormer kitchenettes that are all made up. Now, before I do that, that was a pretty big file, I believe, 2.8 megabytes. Go back, and since it's a kitchenette, it's probably going to have a little better. Or another way to look at this is island kitchen. Oh, there we go. And that's a little better, a little more so what I was looking for. A 1.8 megabyte. It's a little bit big. This one's nice and simple. Maybe I'll see if I can get this one to fit. So one of the things is you see stuff can get in the way, right? When you're trying to move things. So there it is. I'm just going to pop it in there. Let's see if I can get it down. And see how it starts moving in that direction? I believe if I hold shift, there it is. If I hold shift, it will move in that direction and I can get it moved back in space. So I'm just going to go that. There we go. So what we're going to do is start to detail this up. I'm going to probably want a loft space as well. So at that midpoint, since I made this thing 20 feet high, it should be able, there it is. See how it's going in the direction there that I want. So I'll hold shift. Let's hold shift. And then go all the way back to this corner here. See, it's going to put that floor in, but it missed over there. So I kind of told you one line at a time, right? I'm going to Control Z and do that. That's another way to think about this tool. So I can just kind of do this whenever it's giving me trouble. Just go around, click, and then I can find that cardinal direction that it wants to go, which in this case should be green. is shift and go all the way to the back. So, something's happening right there that worries me. And it's my house is, it's indicating that my house is somehow not square. So I've got to look at this really quickly to convince myself that it is square. It's showing that at least right there. So this 2.10 the flooring there it is, and it's okay if this thing is bigger. So, oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I think I forgot. No, I was just seeing an optical illusion there. I forgot that, and this will happen. That this lip here is what's hiding that. So I'm going to do more so what I had initially. There it is, all the way to the outside edge. And I'm just going to go ahead and put that in right there. Now that seems crazy, but watch. If I take my pencil tool, okay, and then I make a line from there to there, and from there to there, and from there to there, and lastly, from there to there. I've just split that face. And now I can delete that one. And I put a face in right here. Oh, that's the box. I put a face in right here. I can delete that. I can delete that. Now I have this second floor kind of put in there. What we'll do in the next video is I'll show you how to make the stairs, make a few more details, put some windows in, put some framing in, and get this thing started. But I would ask that for today you just have fun and get as much cool stuff in here as you dare do. The warehouse, for example, could I put a Jeep and a tree? Yes, because I like the idea of my A-frame being up in the mountains. We'll see if we can find a 1.1 megabyte Jeep isn't too bad. How about that one? Because that is a small file and it won't slow me down. And by the way, you're going to really appreciate my model slowed down. I'm now putting in some pine trees. And I'll just make sure that they're not too big. Nice. Oh, and then it looks like my wife showed up. Great. I'd love to have my wife at my house. So when you do save this, you're going to save it and that's okay. Yes. And you're going to save it. It'll save it into your drive. And you're going to upload that to the Google Classroom. The name of the model. So student name, that's your name. A frame house. All caps, please. We'll put it starts at the words. Student name, A frame house. Save here, and then you'll be able to upload that into the Google assignment. That's enough for today.